We're sitting down with Bobby, Lane, and Matt from Exsang. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, no problem. Pleasure.
Are there any genres outside of the genres that you already talked about that have influenced your music?
Something that kind of influenced me as a lyricist, maybe not necessarily on this album, but it's kind of there, oddly enough, was I have like a kind of singer-songwriter folk project a friend and I just work on when we have time.
And that is?
It's called August Mountain. We have a music video for our song Death. But when we were working on our second batch of songs, he sent me an episode of the podcast Revisionist History about country singer-songwriter Bobby Braddock. And Malcolm's thing about why he liked country music opposed to rock music, at least lyrically, was the idea that old country music doesn't shy away from its emotions. And his example was Wild Horses is about, I think, Mick Jagger watching Marianne Faithfull possibly die of a heroin overdose. And so the lyrics of Wild Horses Couldn't Drag Me Away From You was about being by her bedside, which is a beautiful metaphor. Whereas a country song is a man crying his heart out because the love of his life left him and he's not sure he's ever going to make it through.
She keyed my car.
Or the Bobby Braddock song he talked about specifically was DIVORCE, which is a duet sung by two country singers, but he wrote it from the perspective of a child listening to his parents argue. But they don't want to say the word divorce because that's a bad word, so they spell out the chorus every time. And it was this idea of, oh, you don't have to shy away from things. You can say what you want. Not to say I don't like using metaphors, and like as I said, it's kind of this idea of like horror, but there's something else behind it. But it was something that stuck with me and kind of realized like, oh, you can kind of do whatever you want.
What I get from that immediately is music can be used as a statement.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's something we've all kind of talked about as a band, is like, as Lane had kind of said, like being socially aware, like trying to be supportive, inclusive, and like, I mean, yeah, I'll just say it right now, like, fuck the convoy and fuck you if you support it.
Oh, yeah. I'm here for it. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, yeah.
Well, that makes this interview way easier.
Do you want to hang out after? I'd love to be your friend.
Is that a conflict of interest?
I don't think so. Fuck it. I mean, I already rode your dick and told you I loved your fucking music anyway.
Wait, this isn't a men's rights podcast? Oh, we might have to stop it here.
Is it Jordan Belfort is the men's rights activist? Is that the guy?
Whew, it's hard to keep up.
Right? I don't know.
Well, I feel like
we've been oppressed for so long.
The number one staple is always like Andrew Tate now.
Oh
right?
my God, yeah.
So, but like Jordan Peterson is like,
that's who I was thinking of.
Yeah. Should I go with the same thing about the influences?
Absolutely. Sorry, just ignore me.
No. For this band, I'd say no, I don't have any other influences. Like I want to do old classic UK hardcore in the style of Ripcord, Heresy, and Doom, Extreme Noise Terror, and then do One Foot Blast like Dave Grave from Repulsion. And just keep it at that. I just want to do those two things. And if any other influences I have, if we get tired of that, or if my calf muscle goes out, then like maybe we'll try something else. But for me, that's just like that's all I want to do. Yeah. If I want to do something else, I'll start another project.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with Lane too. I don't really have any, as far as this project goes. Like I don't know. I just play brutal guitar riffs. That's all. That's it. I don't think I can like. Of course I like other music, but does it influence me in the playing? No.
One thing about, I guess that could kind of like tie in my little statement before is that the first song we wrote was the song Festered Dread, and I kind of took that idea of like, I think like a lot of people during COVID, like I struggled with mental health and like my anxiety kind of went through the roof.
Hey, yo.
And that song, I thought it would be kind of a funny idea to address that. But it's like, what if I wrote a Slayer song about having anxiety and gave it a name? As if it was something stalking me, like literally holding on to me that wouldn't let me go.
Panicking on the TTC, I vomited all over my knee.
And so, yeah, that was kind of that, being like, oh, like you can, yeah, as you said, it can be a statement, but you can also have fun with that statement.
Right on. Sorry, that was my own lyrics that I've written. So when we're talking about Exsang, when we're talking about your music in general, what is your view of success for the band?
Honestly, I hit it. I started a band with friends. This is the band I've always wanted to be in, with people I like being in a band with. I'm 37 years old, and this is the first album I've ever released in a band. This is success. I've hit my mark with success. Everything after this is fucking gravy.
Fuck yeah. I mean, you're making me feel young. I'll tell you that right now.
It's all downhill from there. No, actually, just like being able to have even somewhat of an audience, even if it's honestly just friends and it's a couple playing for more than like 10 people any night and putting out stuff that we're proud of that we did, then I'm like super happy too. Especially lyrically, feel like I'm proud of like to at least just try to do something that's like maybe not done so much and play grindcore that I'm happy with. That's I'm proud of. So yeah, just I think we've already done something cool.
Yeah, I agree with both Bobby and Lane about that too. I'm just really stoked to be playing this type of music. Like the bands I played in before are like a little bit different, a little bit more like raw grindcore. Like I played in like another like technical kind of like grind band that like I did that, but this like style of like grind and like punk I have never really like tried to write like that for this genre. And also the other thing that about being successful is I feel like is playing with bands I like too.
Like Morgue Breath?
Like Morgue Breath.
That's fucking wild, dude. By the time this interview comes out, Morgue Breath will already have happened, and there'll be pictures on our Instagram, instagram.com/crate diving. But that's fucking sick that you guys get to play with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild that you get to share the stage with them.
Yeah.
That's sick.
If we can just keep playing slop that's not technical, then I think that's the highest caliber of art that we can contribute to happily.
If you could give one piece of advice to aspiring musicians or younger musicians, we're the last 3 interviews that we've done for the show, we've talked about all ages shows and the prevalence of, making sure that the next generation feels the same energy and the same, oomph. Some guy comes up to you and says, "Hey man, I want to play guitar and I want to start a band." What would you say to him?
I'd say exactly what the big boys said to everyone at the end of every show. Start your own band. Just start it. Don't wait. Like, keep working on it, but just like, doesn't have to be great. It doesn't have to be proficient in like the sloppiness is just something that doesn't always come through anymore with people. Like, they're always so worried and they want it to sound so clean and so tight. And there are great musicians, especially in Saskatoon, but like, I don't really give a shit at the end of the day how technical you are or how well you can play things. Like, just put stuff out, put it out, and like, and if it is recorded on a mattress under a bed sheet or whatever you guys are saying, like behind a pillow, like that can sound super good too. And just go out and do it. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I'd like also echo like more of what Lane said as well. Like, something I struggled with for a really long time was being a really self-conscious musician, telling myself I wasn't good enough, I wasn't as good as other people, and I was worried other people would judge me. And like, people I looked up to and opened up to were like, why the fuck would we think that, man? We're happy. We just want, like, we're stoked that you're playing. Like, just like, and like kind of realizing that like that message is sometimes in your own head, that like if it's hard to get out of there sometimes, but yeah, just like a band's a great vessel for that in a way to get rid of it. And people want to support you. Like, it's tough when you're your own worst critic, but if you can like battle around that and work through it, it's such a rewarding experience.
Yeah, don't stop writing music and just like start bands, even though it might suck at first. Like, it'll take a lot of time to get tight, but eventually everyone will mesh and everyone will get the hang of it, and you'll get where you want to be. You just got to keep on pursuing and just record music and put on shows. Biggest one, promote your own shows.
Fuck yeah.
'Cause you can pick who you want to play with, and like you make a lot of friends that way, and you network. It's just like a huge one. I just put on shows and get to know people in the music scene and other music scenes around Canada or wherever you live.
Before I ask more questions, this is the very first time that I've seen you in like, most of the time that I see you, Matt, I see you in like a darkly lit venue. So you look really good right now.
Oh,
You look very hot, very attractive.
like, yeah. Then Shane? Yeah, is this Shane?
Definitely not. No. So what do you have to say to people that are watching right now about just how good you look?
I don't know. I guess my mom and dad had some good genes.
So, final question before we close the interview off. But what can fans expect from Exsang in 2024?
Probably some more shows locally. Maybe do like a little like weekend or like tour. I don't know, we're all old, and also I'm kind of over playing Wednesday shows and wherever, or like a Monday show in like Hamilton, and there's no one going to be there. But or like maybe we could put out another record. I don't know. I've kind of already started writing more songs and trying to like put together a flow to songs. I just record them on my phone and just like try to plan out how it's going to sound. Like, I don't know. That's what I think.
More blasts, more D beats, and more songs under 3 minutes.
Yeah, we're talking doing vinyl for the next one. As Matt said, we've already got one new song we've played once, and we're going to be playing it again. The show with Morgue Breath. We've got a couple other one we're like working in the pan. I've got some lyrics that we're working on. So maybe a new album, like I said, maybe a little tour. We were approached with the idea of doing a music video, but I don't know if we're a music video band. We'll see how that goes.
I could see it.
So, speaking of local bands and up and coming bands, do you guys have any bands that you think need more recognition, either in the local scene or in the Canadian music scene?
I mean, I've been blown away by the times I've seen Bitter State. They're so fucking good. I just want to just give them a shout out. So
Regurgitated Guts is the best metal band in Canada, I think, hands down. So I'd like to see them get more. Locally, I really like Grey Light District. I mean, like, there's just not enough bands doing noise rock in their own way where they don't sound like Mets or Piss Jeans. So, like, I think they're a cool band and stuff like that. So, but there's just so many good bands coming out of Edmonton and Vancouver right now too that I can barely keep track. So,
I think Canada. I think the one band that I really enjoy, I think deserves more attention, is Hedonist from Victoria, who also was the drummer of that band. Also mastered our album.
Oh,
and
awesome.
they're a super super sick band. And yeah, and locally, honestly, Pizza Coffin is great. Bitter State is great. And one band,
camera, Pizza Coffin is amazing.
and one band that isn't heavy that I just happened to see a couple months ago or a month ago was a band called Dead Ex-Girlfriends. They're not a punk band or they're like a rock band, but they were incredible.
Awesome.
Yeah. We were expecting a question about being asked about how we got the name Exsang, and
her name was a sandwich.
That's enough.
yeah.
There you go.
How about if your name was a TV show? How would you describe how you got your band name? Because this is very relative to this question. Okay, so I'm going to answer my own question. Okay.
You are. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so you were thinking about band names, and I was like, no one. We were kind of like brainstorming ideas, and I always pick band names for some reason. I've named like multiple of my bands, but I was watching an episode of X-Files, and it was I think it was season 2 with the vampire episode.
Okay.
And it was like, and they got into they're investigating like the dead bodies, and like, oh, the corpses have been exsanguinated. And we're like, okay, I suggested something stupid like exsanguinated coffins or something stupid like that.
Exsanguinated tomb.
A tomb, yeah, that was the one.
It's not stupid. It's just
It was just too much.
so many death metal
Yeah.
names were already taken.
That was a little too extra, so we were like, okay, let's do Exsang. I'm like, yeah, and it stuck. And that's thank the X-Files,
Thanks, David Duchovny.
David Duchovny, Jennifer, Julian Anderson. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate you sitting down and taking the time. If you enjoyed today's show, we have lots of live content and live shows coming to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@cratediving. This show is produced by Deathotel Creative, hosted by myself, Dr. Mystery. You can check out more engaging content at notwhatwesay.com. Please like, subscribe, or follow for more great Canadian heavy music. And in the description below, you can check out this amazing band.